Welcome to the Carl B. Phillips Show, hosted by gospel music industry veteran, recording artist, songwriter, producer, radio announcer, and actor, Carl B. Phillips. Join Carl as he talks with gospel recording artists, producers, songwriters, pastors, and other creatives about music, ministry, and life. Get ready for another great conversation on the Carl B. Phillips Show.
This week's guest on the Carl B. Phillips Show, songwriter, senior worship leader, and the host of Sunday Throwback Radio Show, Larry Whitfield. So, how different is Larry Whitfield, the father, from Larry Whitfield, the grandfather?
Oh, man. Man, I love my grandchildren, and I have 8, They can come over here, man, and do whatever. I think the difference is that when you get older, you're supposed to get nicer. You're supposed to get nicer. You're not supposed to get grumpy and all that type of stuff. You're supposed to get nicer because of life experiences. So you was a father, now you're a grandfather because of what you've experienced, and then great grandfather, and so on and so on. Your title takes on greater things, so your attitude should be better toward things. Man, my grandchildren can come over here and do whatever they want to do. I mean, I just, and my wife would be looking at me like, I'd be like, oh, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Come here, granddaddy's man. Because I have 2 granddaughters, and all the rest of them are boys. And
So
I love them to pieces, man.
I know the girls get spoiled. The granddaughters get spoiled.
All day, man. The girls, man, they get the ring, man. They get the ring, and the grandsons get whatever they want. I got one right now. He's a sophomore in high school. He's a sophomore or junior. Granddad, he'll text me. It'll just say granddad. It won't say no, hey, granddad. Granddad. I know which one that one is. That's Tyler. Granddad, you got $20? I just want to grab a bite to eat. I'm like, a bite to eat? A bite is $20?
Have you been to Five Guys recently?
But at the end of the day, if I got it, I cash app it to him. Here you go. And that's
You
just how
are
I am. I think,
involved.
man, it's just a wonderful experience just being a parent. It's wonderful.
You're
That's
involved
why
in
I can't see how these parents be acting the way they do. I'm sorry.
Right.
I can't see how these parents act the way they do towards their children, or the stuff that you hear about on the news. It's just unbearable to me. But anyway, go ahead.
you do a lot of things in life. You got your radio show, your station manager, you're active in church,
Yes.
you're active with your family.
Mhm.
How important to you is it for you to stop and spend time with Stacey?
It is very important. It first of all, it's what I'm supposed to do as a husband. She is first, even over my children. She is first. So it is important that we have that time that we spend together, even if it's just sitting up. Like last night, we was up to 3:00 in the morning watching West Side Story.
3 o'clock in the morning?
It came on late. It came on Pluto TV around 1 or so, and we sat up and watched it. It's but the point, but yeah, 3:00, got to get up, go to church. Yep, absolutely. Looking like what?
3 o'clock in the morning.
It's man, but the point that I'm making is I think it's important that you spend time, and it don't have to be always going out sitting somewhere or spending some money. I mean, the most coziest times is just when you sitting somewhere watching TV, or just sitting up having a conversation, or you're making each other laugh, or maybe laying in the bed in the middle of the night just talking. besides the other stuff. But I'm just saying,
What other stuff?
it is. See, there you go. It is. It is those times. Those times are intimacy too. See, people, when you hear the word intimacy, for a husband and wife, you always think that, and it's not just that, but it's just spending those moments, sitting in the car when it's raining and talking. That's how I asked my wife to marry me. Oh, I didn't tell you how I asked her to marry me.
Mm.
After I asked her dad if I can have her hand in marriage, we were sitting on the side of my brother's house, Tommy. You remember where Tommy lived?
Mm.
On Orange Line. Everybody know he lived on Orange Line. But we were sitting on the side of the house, and this was after he passed. He passed in '92. This was 2000. I had the house at the time. We were sitting on the side of the house. It was raining real hard, and we were talking. We was having this deep conversation, and I kept saying this. I kept saying, so if we get married, it's such and such and such and such. And every time I would say something, I would say, so if we get married, so and so, so and so, so and so, right? And she said, why do you keep putting if we get married, so and so, so and so? And I asked her to marry me,
Wow.
sitting in the car, sitting in the car. I said, you have answered all of the questions needed that I know you're my wife. Would you marry me? And it was rain. It was pouring raining in the car. And she said, I can't believe you asked. I said, I'm asking you, would you marry me? Will you marry me? And of course she said yes. And here we are today. But that's how it wasn't a need thing, it was something different, you know.
You got game, boy.
The Lord gave it to me.
Don't hate the hate the game.
Right.
You a player.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be messy. So, if you want to sing a non-gospel song to your wife, what you singing?
I think the first few lines for me,
Yeah. What would you sing to your
um,
wife? Just in general, just you walk in the house one day, what would you sing to your wife?
what I have sung is a song from the SOS band. Tell me mm, 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 if you still care about me. Mm, 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 mm. Tell me mm, 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 if you still care. Yeah, sung
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
um,
that's gonna lead to some of them intimate conversations later on in the night.
yep. And the other song is uh mm, compliment what she does. Send her roses just because. That James Ingram, Find 100 Ways.
100 ways.
Yes,
We
sir.
may need a Larry Whitfield love album.
Hey, let's do it, Carl. You the producer, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
You know, all the other gospel artists and put out love albums.
Yeah.
For Valentine's Day, somebody was playing T.D. Jakes' album, his love song album.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's do another random question.
Okay.
Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors or travel to the future to meet your descendants?
Mm, I think I would say travel back in time to meet my ancestors because I think it would help me understand a lot of what is going on today.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost like and my pastor said this today, and if you would give me a second to pull up the notes of what he said. This is what he said. Do I have it? Yes. Okay. He said this. The Old Testament is the New Testament concealed,
Wow.
and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. And I think going back in time to meet your ancestors, to understand what this current time is, would be more important to me than going ahead of time to see the descendants. I think I would better appreciate
Right. Because you would know the history.
descendants if I know the history. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I don't know for myself. I guess I would agree because I would want to know, like, my family, you know, my mother's side, my father's side, different things about, you know, how I ended up getting here, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I would agree with that. I definitely want to go back and talk to my ancestors.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're also a worship leader.
Mm-hmm.
How do you cultivate a spirit of worship in a service?
Well, I think and I heard Dr. Jeff LaValle talk about this. I think this question was somewhat posed to him. This was many years ago, and I kind of picked up on it, but it was something that I had been doing, but to understand a person of his caliber, that's something that he does too, I think was very like, oh wow. You know, it was a wow moment for me. And sometimes you have to get to church early, man. And you got to sense. You got to talk to God before the people get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not only that, you have to greet the people. These worship leaders that come out that can't be touched, and some of them got attitudes too. Come on, man, stop with that. You got to come out. You got to greet the people. See, I'm a person that goes to family enrichment. Some people call it Bible study, some people call it Sunday school, whatever. I'm there. I'm the person that get there. Our family enrichment is at 10 o'clock. I come in 9 or so. I cut the sound on. I cut the board on. I'm greeting people as they come in. I'm greeting people, and our service don't start until 11:30. So I'm greeting people. I'm talking to people. That way, when I get up, and I'm the person who is to invoke the presence of God, because I realize I'm up before the pastor.
Right.
So it's very important. An atmosphere that I set is easy for him to walk out and do what God has called him to do. It's called assignments. That's my
Right.
assignment. So if I'm out talking to the people of God that are coming in, meeting them, greeting them, and I'm not talking about what happened Saturday night. I ain't talking about where you've been or anything like that, but just making my presence, just being there, making my presence known, and just talking to them and greeting them, that when I get up and I'd say, okay, let's come together, there is more a respect for them to follow my lead.
Mm.
So that when I can open up the door, we all go in together. We all go in together. And I tell my praise team this all the time, you know, and I can't wait to just have a workshop one time and somebody invite me to speak. I'm just throwing it out there. You can't tell the people to do anything that you're not doing.
Right.
You have to worship too. You can't just give direction. You have to worship too. Sometimes you don't give direction. You just worship. You just sing the song and you just worship. And people will pick up on it. There is an atmosphere. There's a portal that'll open, that what's done in heaven will connect down here.
Mm.
Or what we're doing connects up there. And you just do it. And it's easy. It shouldn't be hard. I've had people to look me in the face like I was crazy. But then I had to understand, I don't know what they done came in here with, Carl.
Right.
I don't know what they dealing with. I don't know. Some people come to church, man, and I've had people come up to me and say, man, I came to church today that if I didn't hear something, if I didn't hear a song, if I didn't hear a word from the preacher, I was going to do what I had deemed necessary to do if I
Wow.
didn't hear it and I heard it. So that's how critical making ourselves in that posture instead of trying to position yourself to get a record deal from somewhere. and you know what I'm talking about. That's why
Yeah.
you're laughing. I mean, come on, man. People's
What
lives are at stake.
one of the things that I say, that your home church is not your platform to stardom.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. You're there, like you said, to serve a purpose. One of my favorite sayings that Judah McAllister said, you have to learn how to take the people from where they are to where you are. Because a lot of times, especially when you're a singer, you've been with God for the past 3 weeks. You done studied the song. You've been laying out, so you on a high. But like you said, that person that came to church low, how do you pull them up to where you
Right.
are?
Mm-hmm.
How do you give that space and worship that would
Yes,
allow them that breakthrough?
that's right. And also too, uh, being there early enough to sit and sense. I normally I normally have the music like we just did worship today. Okay, my praise team, I have the music tomorrow. They have all week. You know what I'm saying? But I'm putting songs together that some crazy way, and God is a phenomenal God. Some crazy way, the songs that I'm giving the praise team, Carl, connects with the sermon that my pastor is preaching. That is one of the most phenomenal things that God do. You know,
Mm.
when your pastor get up and say, "Y'all are in my message," that is phenomenal.
I don't think sometimes as worship leaders, as minister of music, we don't understand the importance of being able to hear God.
Yeah.
And then also, people will wonder, well, why we got to do this song?
Hmm.
Because I've been with God and I heard him.
Yeah.
You was out of Denny's.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. A-
Matt.
And and just being open. I mean, even being on the praise team, if you could just be open and obedient to what the directive is, that part right there is the highest form of worship, is obedience.
I
And one of
remember.
the strongest examples that I give in reference to that is that when Abraham took his son, he told he told his family, he said, me and the lad is going to worship. They didn't have any instruments on their back.
Mhm.
Abraham was going to get direction. What was my next phase of obedience? And his obedience was to take his son's life because that's what the Lord said, and he was about to do it. And the Lord said, don't do it. That was the highest form of worship. It was obedience.
Right. I think sometimes when we're leading worship, when we're up in front of the people, we have this dedicated set list, and we're gonna stick to the set list.
Yep.
And sometimes in doing that, we don't allow the space to hear God or to allow
Hmm.
God to move. Excuse me. So I remember growing up, I used to hear things where people would say that the organ could talk or the keyboard could talk. And
Hmm.
one of the things that I teach is that sometimes you have to hear, or you have to have a relationship even with your musician so
Hmm.
that you all can flow together, because they can play certain chords that
Yes,
allow you
sir.
to flow to a certain place. What are your
Yes,
thoughts on
sir.
that?
Absolutely. Relationship precedes ministry. I think it is critical that uh, your your worship leader and your musician are 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 definitely kindred.
Mhm.
You know, because there are times in songs, and we always have a set 2, 3 songs, but there are sometimes, man, you could be at a place in a song and you'll hear something, he'll hit something, and you'll turn around and I know you've done it. You'll turn around and you look at him, you'll say, "Stay right there."
Right.
Stay right there, because the Lord just gave me something on what you just did. I need you to stay right there. And then that same song that you on go from a 5 minute song to a 20-minute song, and the worship is over because that's all the Lord wanted to hear was that one song. So
Right.
it got extended from 5 minutes or from 3 minutes to 20 minutes.
But
And
that
that segment of
extension,
worship was over. That's
but that
crazy.
extension is what the house needed.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
wasn't the next two songs in your set list.
Mm-mm.
It wasn't
Nope.
let me stop. No, God
Nope.
needs somebody in the audience needs to
Yep.
hear this extension right now.
Yeah. 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 Because whatever God needs to hear, He's using it to bless the bigger picture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anytime God gives you something, if it's just for you, it didn't come from Him. It's always a bigger picture. It's always a bigger picture. When He bless you to be a blessing.
But I think another side of that too, Larry, sometimes, I don't know if you've ever been here where you can feel the leading of God to do something, but fear kicks in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can I go here? Should I go here? Should I do this?
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, and then
Yep.
once you push past that fear,
Mm-hmm.
then God will meet you.
Let me tell you the fear that because it has happened with me. What has happened with me was expectation because of who I am or the name that comes behind Larry
Mm.
Whitfield. Expectation, Tommy. A lot of times, Carl, and I'm sharing this with you because I'm being transparent because I think it's necessary. Um, People expect to hear Tommy when I open up my mouth.
Right.
And if I come out on a bad day or I'm congested or I'm just not feeling myself and they don't hear Tommy, it's like I failed. So there has always, there has not always, but sometimes there is a fear
Mm.
that if I don't do something of Tommy, if I don't do a Tommy run or something, then it's like I failed. Honestly.
But you're
Now
not
it
Tommy.
doesn't happen. Right. Thank you. Please tell them. Tell them. I
You're
mean,
Larry.
it's right. But now that doesn't happen for me as much as it used to. It just kind of hovers over sometime when you somewhere and you're asked to sing or whatever, and then you look and you see who's out in the audience. Like, oh Lord. You know what I'm saying? It's I mean that's that man, and that has happened through the course of my life in singing, that sometimes that just creeps up on me that man, I got all of these people. I got this person out here, got this person out here. Uh, Come on, Whitfield. Come on, Whitfield. I know what you're saying.
You want to hear,
Right,
you want to hear you sound like your brother.
right.
We talked earlier about that mantle that you
Yeah,
carry for the Whitfield sound,
yeah.
but I think you just brought up an interesting perspective of that. You
Hmm.
carry the mantle, but it also sometimes kind of hinders where you want to go because
Right,
of that mantle. So it's like,
right.
I hate to say it, it's a blessing and almost a curse.
Yes, yes. But it's there is always there has always been a signature, a Whitfield signature in me to just it just get released randomly whenever God releases it. It just happens, and it's almost like, for example, Fred Hammond has a signature, and you just know his signature when you hear it. It's either from him or anybody that has been around him. Sometimes when you listen to AG, like good friend of mine, Adrian Smith, he used to sing with Fred for many years. There are sometimes that AG will do something and you just hear that Fred Hammond signature. And
Mm.
it's not that he purposely does it. It's just it's in him and it just come out when it come out. Well, there's a Whitfield signature there because of just who I am that it just come out. But now, you know, it's gonna come out when it come out. I don't need you. Okay.
We waiting. Hurry up.
You know, you know. So it's I mean, it's there and it happens and I was at Edwin Hawkins Music and Art Seminar and this was the year that Edwin was this particular seminar, Donald Lawrence oversaw it in Chicago, and they did a tribute to Tommy. So every group that sung that night, they had to do a Thomas Whitfield song in their presentation. So if I had 3 songs to do, one of them songs had to be Tommy. So that's how they honored Tommy that night. So
Mm.
I called my nephew. I said, "Man, let's roll down to Chicago. We're gonna drive down to Chicago." So David and I, my nephew, we drove down to Chicago, and we got down there, and I sat in the audience, and Donald Lawrence looked, and he was like, uh, you know, when he got back up after a group of sung and everything, he said, I am so honored and surprised, to have one of the family members here, Larry Whitfield, who is the baby brother of Thomas Whitfield. He said, "Why don't you come on up?" And I was like, "Oh," and he said, "All I want you to do," he said, "Listen, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I just want you to just sing a little bit of something of your brothers. Just whatever the Lord lay on your heart, just sing a little bit of something." And I ended up singing a little bit of Dear Jesus, right? Donald sat up there and closed his eyes and was just in a different place. He said, "I want y'all to understand that this young man has his brother's signature." It was just, he just have his signature. He said he has his own sound, but there's a signature that when you close your eyes, you can't help but hear Tommy. It's just in
Wow.
you. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't forced or anything. He wasn't expecting me to do whatever. It was just the signature that it just came out. So when I sing, it just happens. I'm not forcing it. It just happens. It's a tone. I was out with Doobie in LA and we was doing something. He was like, "Man, that tone." He said, "Man, that Whitfield tone that y'all have, man, that's just unbelievable." He said, "You're Larry." He said, "But you got a tone, man. It's just nobody has that but Whitfield." You know, and I appreciate all of that, but I don't like being in an atmosphere where I gotta force something out. I gotta turn into the Incredible Hulk. You know,
You talked about Edwin Hawkins' workshop. I wonder how Edwin and Walter dealt with that, being brothers. Even though they had kind of different sounds, but it's just the fact, you're a Hawkins. You know what I'm saying?
and I'm gonna be honest with you. And Edwin had his own sound when he had his group, but Edwin's writing to me was more phenomenal, and Walter's singing
Mm.
was more phenomenal. Edwin was a writer, man. I mean, with the music and arts seminars, all the seminars and stuff that he had, and then the Oh Happy Day, that even now today, I don't care who you are, if you go over the waters and you're black and you do a gospel concert over there, you can't leave without singing Oh Happy Day.
Oh, happy day. Yeah.
I remember this movie, Adventures in Babysitting. I don't know if you've ever seen that. These people got caught in this blues club. And when they was trying to leave, the guy kept saying, ain't nobody get out of here unless you sing the blues. So you had to sing a blues song in order to leave. White, black, I don't care what color you was. Ain't nobody getting out of here without singing the blues. When you over them waters and your gospel, you claim gospel, you can't get out of there unless you sing No Happy Day. And that could be the last song of your set. But you going to sing On Happy Day before you get out of there.
And I've seen a lot of people, when they go, you singing. I think I was in London and they asked me to sing something. And I'm like, I'm going to sing Oh Happy Day. So I was, why are you singing something original? Because I was taught when you go overseas, you sing Oh Happy Day.
And they get up and so gospel music, man, it's a wonderful thing, but sometimes it can really be challenging. It really can.
As we get ready to wrap up, you're continuing to evolve.
Yes,
What's
sir.
next in the evolution for Larry Whitfield?
I'm gonna tell you this here is a new branding for me, and I'm loving it. I thank God for Sandy Rose, and I'm expanding. I'm getting into some other things with broadcasting, which again, it gives me the platform to help people, but also to having my own studio, the Maestro Room. I'm able to produce up and coming artists or artists that don't have the exact change that somebody's asking for, that I'm able to accommodate them here. I'm just being a help to the body of Christ, being a vessel with tools.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I have a full studio in my home that I can do full production. And I ain't taking away from Inner Court, because I've had to call Greg and asked him, what is this thing right here? So I give shout out to Greg and Inner Court, man, because I've been around them cats, even when Kenny Mathis and everything. I've been around all them cats, and they've showed me so much, just being a part of their camp and everything. But I thank God that I have mine. I can do full production here. I can do post-production, pre-production, production, a full project here. So I'm able to help. I work with Phil Johnson a lot. Him and I, as a music team, we're working on a couple of artists that we got coming out this year and everything. So this is, from a production standpoint, this is a turn. I'm also about to release a single on my daughter, Jacqueline Whitfield, who was a phenomenal singer. She comes out of Mosaic. She used to sing with Mosaic when she was back in school. And she's a phenomenal singer, man. I'm going to send you a clip of her doing some stuff. Okay. She is amazing. I got her coming out with a single real soon. And I got another artist that I'm working with as well. So that's what I'm doing this year. You're definitely going to hear from me in a great way. And continuing with Sunday Throwbacks and everything that I'm doing, I got Pastor TJ Hemphill on next week. He has a play production that's coming out on that he's doing on the 27th, I believe. So we're going to be talking about that. So I'm going to have him on the show this coming Sunday. And so that's what's next for me.
So how can people
and how can people get in touch with me?
Mm-hmm. So you know what? I love doing interviews with people that do interviews, because they don't let you do the interview. I'm the same way when people try to interview me. I just take it over.
They can get in touch with me. They can go to WVTC Detroit L Whitfield at gmail.com. Again, that's W winning victory through Christ. WVTC Detroit L Whitfield at gmail.com. Facebook is Larry Whitfield. Instagram is the @ and then Larry Whitfield. X, same thing. You can get in touch with me that way. And also lwhitfieldmusic at gmail.com. So any one of those ways you can get in touch with me. Whatever you're trying to do, just let me know what you're trying to do. If you have something, if you have a single that you're trying to release or talk about, or if you have a business, if you got these new cupcakes that you want to talk about, hey, look me up, man. We'll put something together. I just want to be of help. I want to be that vessel. I want to be empty when it's time for me to get out of here.
How can people watch Sunday Throwbacks?
They can watch Sunday Throwbacks every Sunday at 5 p.m. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Facebook. You can go to X. You can go to WVTCDetroit.com. And you can go to Facebook. Is that 5? Did I say all 5?
Yeah.
And you can catch Sunday Throwbacks every Sunday at 5 p.m. And if you miss the live segment, you can still go back on YouTube. You can still go back on Facebook, any one of those. And the show is there, and it'll be there. Like, you know how you look up stuff on Facebook, or YouTube, just go to WVTC Detroit Sunday Throwback, or just pull up Sunday Throwback with Larry Whitfield, and all of my episodes will pop right up. And I've had some great episodes. I've had Kurjima on. I've had Hamilton Harden. I've had Doobie Powell. I've just the list is growing. But this Ann Nesby, man, it just took me out, man. Ann Nesby took me out. And she's a phenomenal, man. She's a firecracker, man. She is a firecracker. I love her. Yeah.
Guys, we have been talking to Larry Whitfield, again, Sunday Throwback. This has been a great conversation. We've known each other over 20-something years. We've been supporting each other. Thank you for allowing me to come on Sunday Throwbacks and be a part of the show. Thank you for even bringing my niece Brianna on, giving her first opportunities.
Yeah. Shout out to her, man. She is phenomenal. She is phenomenal. I got to have her back. And also too, I want to say on your platform that your new project, your new single is great. I'm definitely going to put it in rotation. As you know, we have a 24-hour app that connects to your Alexa. So you can say, Alexa, play WVTC Skill. And we got 24-hour gospel that we play. 24-hour. You remember them days of 24-hour gospel, man?
24 hours?
Yes. 24
hours. I was a part of the Weekend Warriors on WMKM when they started out.
Yes.
Yeah, back in the day.
We are definitely doing that. And we have your music, your other music is already in rotation on the app. But that new song that you have out, man, is fire. And we're going to be putting that out as well. And I'm going to be playing
that
on my show as well. So
thank you. Appreciate it. Guys, again, we're talking to Larry Whitfield. This has been an awesome conversation. I always like to close by saying, remember to work like you don't need the money, love like you've never been hurt, and dance like no one's watching you, and then go watch Sunday Throwbacks. Sunday. 5:00 p.m. with my friend, my brother, Larry.
God bless you, man.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, man. I love you, man.
Love you too.
The Carl B. Phillips Show is produced by Carl B. Phillips for Prove Me Productions. For more information about Carl B. Phillips, visit carlbphillips.com. Subscribe to The Carl B. Phillips Show on YouTube or your favorite podcast outlet.